It's time to pick that perfect gift for Dad. Father's Day is nearly upon us. In this video, I'll show you a bunch of great tools and gadgets that Dad is sure to love. And here's a secret. If you're a dad, you might want to gift some of these to yourself. They're that cool. Welcome to a special Father's Day edition of ZDNet's DIY IT. I'm David Gewirtz, and these things are pretty high on the cool tool scale. Before I show you all 14 of these great gift ideas, I'd like to share with you why I picked these particular items. I wanted to find items that would be new and exciting for Dad, not just stuff he's seen at his local big box store. This year's theme is tools and tunes, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. I dug through the tools and gadgets I've fallen in love with over the past year and pulled out a few to show you. I also sifted through all the new product announcements I've gotten over the past few months and selected just a few items I thought would make Dad's day. Finally, Walabot, a company that's been a project partner of the DIY IT Discovery series over the past few years, was kind enough to give me the run of their catalog and let me select a few items I thought would be perfect as gifts. My goal was to present you with items that would excite Dad. About half of the gift ideas I'm going to show you are under $100. There are also some more expensive items which you might want to gift to yourself or buy as a gift for the whole family. We've got 14 products to cover in just a few minutes, so let's begin. I'm starting off with my favorite tool discovery of the past year. First up is the Kreg bench clamp. It attaches to almost any workbench with bench dog holes. I cannot begin to tell you how much this thing upped my game in the workshop and reduced hassle at the same time. At $44.95, it's more expensive than a basic clamp, but because it's so versatile and helpful doing any kind of workshop work, it's an absolute win. When I first got these, I have two, I thought I'd like them, but I've actually come to love them. They totally rock. Speaking of rocking, let's make our first jump from tools to tunes with the JamStik 7 guitar trainer. If Dad ever wanted to learn to play guitar, this is the gadget for him. It's basically the business end of a guitar, the fretboard, which is where your fingers fiddle to make sound. What's very cool about the $199 JamStik 7 is that it has the same number of frets as a real guitar, but when Dad touches the strings, he can see exactly where on his iPad, iPhone, Mac, or in Chrome he's pushed down. The JamStik knows where he's pressing down and can guide him to improve. And you want a family sanity bonus? Dad can shred his axe all he wants using headphones, so you don't have to hear him play those tunes over and over and over and over. Dad may seem like a superhero to you, but now you can give him X-ray vision. The Walabot DIY and DIY Plus will let Dad see into walls. You may have seen ads for the Walabot DIY, but we have a first look at the Walabot DIY Plus. Both of these devices are designed to let Dad quickly and easily see where studs, wires, and pipes are located inside the wall, so he doesn't have to accidentally drill into a pipe or a wire. The $74.95 Walabot DIY works with drywall and concrete, while the $89.95 Walabot DIY Plus adds support for lath and plaster. There's one gotcha. Both of these devices require a relatively modern Android phone. If Dad's an iPhone user, give him one of the other gifts I'll show you today. Next up is both a great gift to give Dad or for Dad to give to the kids. It's the Elegoo Arduino Kit Mega 2560, available for $60 on Amazon. The Elegoo Arduino Kit Mega 2650 is an awesome resource for building smart devices and robotic projects. What makes this kit great is that it comes with a wide range of sensors, displays, buzzers, keypads, and even motors, along with instructions and training resources for a bunch of fun projects. I actually own 5 or 6 different Elegoo Arduino kits, including their Smart Robot Car Kit, and I scavenge parts from them regularly for my own robotics and home control projects. While we're talking about Elegoo, here's a sneak preview of an upcoming project. I have their Mars resin 3D printer in-house, and I will be exploring what it can do. So stay tuned for that this summer. Speaking of 3D, let's take a look at the 3Doodler Pro. It's available from Walabot for $2.99. A few years ago, I recommended an entry-level 3Doodler in my Father's Day roundup and got some great feedback from folks who gifted it, including a bunch who gifted it to themselves. Wabbleworks, the makers of the 3-doodler, are back this year with a pro version of the 3-doodler that takes everything to the next level. The 3-doodler Pro has control over nozzle temperature, extrusion speed, and fan speed, which allows the 3-doodler Pro to use exotic filaments like wood, metal, and even nylon. This is a big step up from the toy we looked at 2 years ago. This is a serious tool for freehand plastic and composite creation and design. If you want to gift Dad a great tool but keep it under $100, consider getting him the $82 Dremel Saw-Max. The Saw-Max is essentially a miniature circular saw, able to easily cut up to 3/4 of an inch thick material. I put the Saw-Max to heavy use for a secret project I just completed and will be sharing with you next month. Even though it's light and can be used one-handed, don't think it's not a powerful tool. I've done a few hundred cuts since I've got this, and it's versatile, accurate, and effective, especially if you use it with a jig or a clamped down straight edge. The first power tool I ever used was a Dremel rotary tool. These are incredibly versatile tools, useful for everything from home repairs to model making. My latest model, I've probably had 3 or 4 over the years, is the $99 Dremel 4000 kit, which has a ton of power and torque, along with a variable speed control and a boatload of accessories. I have to say that if your dad doesn't have a rotary tool, this should be what you get him, period. Every dad needs a rotary tool, and the 4000 kit comes with enough add-ons that he should be able to get a lot done right out of the box. While we're talking about essential tools, let me tell you about a tool I just started using. I found this a huge help for my secret project. In any kind of woodworking project, joinery is the practice of joining 2 pieces of wood together. Joinery is often difficult, requiring precise cuts and wood shaping. I am not a precision woodworker. I needed to make 107 woodworking joints for the special project I'm going to show you next month. I turned to the $99 Kreg Jig K4, which turns joinery into a simple drilling and screwing process. You use their jig to drill a hole at a custom angle with a stop zone at the bottom. Then you screw the parts together. After using more than 300 screws and a couple of weeks of drilling and joining, I am convinced I wouldn't have been able to complete my project without the Kreg Jig. If your dad wants to build anything from bookcases to shop furniture, the Kreg Jig is an absolute time-saving must-have. I've used a lot of soldering irons over the years. My current favorite is the IsoTip Quick Charge soldering iron model 7700. This is just over $50 and it's cordless. They also offer a more expensive version, but I'm going to recommend this as a lower cost dad gift. It's high on my list because even though it's cordless, it actually heats up faster than many of the corded units I've had. You pretty much tap the button and within 30 seconds, it's hot. IsoTip is known for their wide variety of tips, which leads me to the 2 minor complaints about the charging station, this thing, for this less expensive version. First, there's no place on the charging station to store the spare tips. And second, there's no indicator telling you the iron is charging or fully charged. That said, it's incredibly portable and convenient, and you can't go wrong for $50. Well, that's the last of our under $100 gifts. Next, let's take a look at 4 gifts that are substantially more expensive, but also very cool. First, let's look at the incredible hulk of external charging batteries. The GoalZero Sherpa 100 AC power bank is available for $224.96 from Walabot. It makes every other battery-powered phone charger look like a toy. That's because it isn't just a charger. Like it says on the box, it's a portable power bank. Once charged up, you can use it to power and charge cameras, phones, and even your laptop. It's got a ton of ports, a ton of power, an AC power socket, and even has a key wireless charging pad. I really wish I had one of these with me when I did my last cross-country trip. If Dad travels or spends any time away from a reliable source of power, this monster of a charging brick can be a lifesaver. Next up is the oddly named Hobot Legi-669 robotic vacuum. There are a lot of robotic vacuums on the market, but I chose this model, available for $599 from Walabot, for a specific reason. This little guy is not only a vacuum, but is a robotic mop. It will pick up dust, then wash your floors. The reason this is perfect for Dad is it might be ideal as a shop robot. I found that not only does a lot of sawdust accumulate on the floor, but so does a fine layer of grit and gunk. The Hobot Legi-669 is a set it and forget it robot that you can use anywhere in the house. I'm going to give this one a shot here in the workshop. It's not cheap, but it can definitely save time. And let's face it, getting Dad to clean up would be a lot easier if he had a robotic helper. Here's the thing. I can't use a certain word in this recommendation. So whenever I say the A word, what I mean is this. Otherwise, I'd wind up triggering all your A word devices, which would be inconvenient. Our next device is the $299 Pulk Command Bar, which happens to be A word enabled. This takes the whole soundbar idea to the next level. It starts with a soundbar with HDMI and optical inputs. It includes a full A word device, including A word's typical built-in microphone for giving it commands. And then it adds a wireless subwoofer. You have to plug both the soundbar and the subwoofer into power, but you don't have to wire the soundbar to the subwoofer. This is great to augment smart TV audio because it's also designed to improve voice audio from movies and TV shows. I wanted to end this guide with a totally unique gift for the dad who has everything. Trust me, he doesn't have this. I present to you the $399 CoolGeek Soundesk. Now, admittedly, it's not a desk, it's really a side table, but it's gorgeous and it has a Bluetooth speaker built into it. Normally, I don't showcase items on Kickstarter, but this has just achieved full funding, and I wanted to show you something totally unique. This is the second sound-enabled furniture item from CoolGeek Design and Living. You probably won't be able to get this before Father's Day, but if you follow the link, you can reach out to the company and get one of their first production models. If you want to get Dad a gift that showcases exceptional design style and is completely different from anything he might expect, the CoolGeek Soundesk will be worth the wait. Well, there you go. 14 unexpected and unusual products that Dad is sure to love. If you decide to give any of these, please feel free to share about the experience in the comments below. For ZDNet's DIY IT, I'm David Gewirtz, and have a great Father's Day.